It was New Year's Eve on the island of Sodor. All the engines were celebrating the most wonderful time of the year once again. Holy shit, it's fucking awesome. I was with the other engines. We were reflecting on the year that was and the year that was to come. The year that was to come was going to be a celebratory anniversary. However, there was a problem. Daylight and Frank were wondering about their friend Nigel, who had been shunting at Wellsworth. Oh dear. Nigel must be late. Don't worry, I'm sure he's gonna be on his way, hopefully. Both engines were concerned for their friend. Don't worry, I said. He'll be fine. Nigel knows his way, especially at this time of year. Well, he's had a rough year with his engine, said Thomas, but you just never know. I had to agree with Thomas. Nigel was working his engine off. He had got all the trucks shunted for the year, and was taking a deep breath. He was heading his way back to the big station for this Christmas party. He revved his engine and made his way. He was contemplating about his overhaul. He didn't know how it would work out. As he was making his way towards the big station and passed by a very familiar bend, it happened. Nigel's engine started to sputter, cough, wheeze, and expire at once. He tried to ascend, but he couldn't. His driver tried everything he knew, but he stalled at the main line. Bother, said the driver. Bother, fucking bother! I'm gonna have to go get help. And he ran back down to the last station to telephone for help, leaving Nigel contemplating. The word got down the line, and Sir Tom had passed on the message. Thomas, you must go save Nigel. It's urgent. Yes, sir, said Thomas. He was on Culpa Ferrani and Clarabelle and made his way to find Nigel. Clouds of smoke and steam poured from his funnel. His fire shone brightly as he passed a familiar location. Nigel, meanwhile, was very unfortunately sad. He was worried that he would have been discontinued a long time ago. Then Thomas popped through the tunnel. Nigel was relieved, and Thomas was able to stop just a few yards in front of the diesel. Nigel, I know it's been a rough year for you, especially your engine, but man, to last this long? Wow, even without a trip to the diesel works, that's incredible. Nigel had to agree with Thomas. Well, it was not a big deal in the end, but it had to be done. Yes, said Thomas, as both he and Nigel were just contemplating on the big year that was 2024. The snow fell lightly, and soon the line was clear. Thomas buffered up to Nigel, and he took him to the big station for the Christmas party. Thomas worked his hardest, but knew he didn't want to be late for the party. Nigel assured things would be fine. At the big station, everyone was contemplating what they would do, but then Sir Tom had said, I'll wait one more minute, and if Thomas doesn't come back, I swear I'll... But then, they could hear the familiar chuffing of Thomas. Fuck, said Sir Tom Hat. Thomas made his way through the light snow. Nigel was thankful, and at last, tired by Triumphant, Thomas brought Nigel into the big station. Everyone clapped and cheered, blew their whistles, bells, and horns. Everyone was thankful that Thomas returned with Nigel in one piece. Percy and I were very thankful, same with Gordon. My goodness, Nigel, said Thomas. You've had a hard-working year, and my goodness, you're going to need a big overhaul at the start of the new year. That means more work for Caden and, well, the other shunting engines. I might have to volunteer to get Well, you might have to be a shunter again, said Nigel. Don't worry, you know how to shunt. You were once a shunter before you got your own branch line. I'm thankful you saved me and my driver from the cold. I did not want to die. And sure enough, you wouldn't die, said Nigel. Don't worry about that, said Frank. Both Frank and Daylight were thankful that their old friend was saved. So Tom had made the final announcement of the year. Ladies, gentlemen, engines, and whatnot, I give 3 cheers for an outstanding year that was. Despite everything and us catching up on the backlog, things were very successful. Rest in peace to the legendary James Earl Jones. May the force be with him. And here's to a great and outstanding 2025 and a great 2024 that was. The 80th anniversary is upon us. We will celebrate it once again. There is a trio of stories, by the way, that will be told at long last. Apologies for the delay, but regardless, things will be accomplished no matter what. And to all, a good night. I agree, said I. This was a big year for all of us, and despite everything that happened, we were able to persevere. And a huge thanks to everyone for having these stories told and whatnot. There will be more collaborations with the many and the some in the new year. The 80th anniversary will be such a big and accomplishing succession. And yes, I will be going to the Audrey Extravaganza in the new year. It will be great to see everyone. Barry Truck, Tom Marshall, and everyone else. I can't wait to meet you in person. This will be exciting, I said conclusively. Everyone had to agree that this was a very successful year that was. Nigel was thankful that he was saved from Thomas. And to everyone, they were thankful that they were working on a great and a successful railway that was the island of Sodor. There were more stories to be told, and some untold stories that had to be concluded, but those would be stories in the new year. As the snow fell lightly and the tree glistened in the sun, Jesus himself came from the heavens and gave a great prayer to all. Knowing this, I, Ginger Jesus, thanks to Shine no less, and others, reflected on a great memory that was 2024. And despite the heartbreak in the NHL, there would be tears of joy in the years to come for Canada hoisting the Stanley Cup. And despite everything that took place, there would be more stories yet once more to be told in the new year. But of course, much like with everything and whatnot, those once again will be very much stories once again for another day.